Have you ever been so repulsed by a TV episode that it reshaped your entire perception of that series? Buffy the Vampire Slayer's Doublemeat Palace overcooked my otherwise pleasant recollection of the series. There's no vampy sparkle here. It's one of Buffy's lowest points as a character, and it's all mystery meat and menial labor. Sure, you've got Spike, so it's a little sexy, but besides that, overall, this has to be Buffy the Vampire Slayer's worst episode ever, right? Let's sink our teeth into Buffy's Doublemeat Palace and find out. Of course, I will not throw you into the trenches without some context. So here's a little bit about Buffy if you've never watched the TV show before. Buffy's a high schooler and vampire slayer who's grown into an adult living in Sunnydale, California. Sunnydale sits on the Hellmouth, which is a supernatural hotspot for demons, vampires, and apocalyptic events. During this episode, Buffy's crew includes Willow and Xander, friends from high school who fight demons with Buffy, as well as Dawn, Buffy's supernaturally acquired sister, alongside Anya, Xander's fiancée, who was previously a demon, and Spike, an enemy turned recent lover to Buffy. Again, I'm only simplifying, and I know I'm gonna get eviscerated in the comments for that, but I want us to enjoy the weirdness of this episode together, regardless of your experience with Buffy. Much like the Hellmouth, I'm lowering the barrier for entry. This episode's recap touched on a couple of plot points. Buffy's hooking up with Spike.
Never had it so good as me.
Willow is addicted to black magic.
Let's get out of here.
And Buffy finds out that she has no money.
You're telling me I'm broke?
So she needs to get a job yesterday. Cue Doublemeat Palace.
You've just become part of the Doublemeat experience.
I'm part of it.
What happens when a cow and a chicken get together?
Holy crap.
It's very clear to me that DMP hired PETA to make their training video.
The video was kind of graphic with the slaughter.
It's just blatantly honest about where double meat comes from. Or is it? We have this knowledge so far. The double meat patty is made from a combination of poultry and beef. That recipe is reflected in the workers' uniforms. They have a plush cow on the front of their cap and rooster feathers running down the back. They also have this abomination of a logo shown in some establishing shots. And I don't know if it's just my Texan showing, but the orange and white is giving Whataburger. When Buffy tours the store with Manny the manager,
I'm Manny the manager. It's not a joke. That's the dehydrated pickle storage.
she learns that there is a retention issue with new hires.
What happened to the other one? Catherine.
Emily?
Yeah.
She's gone.
What happened?
Whatever always happens.
Buffy is also hypnotized by this meat slicer. Yeah. Oh my god. What? At this point, we're just 7 minutes in, and I don't like it here. It turns out, just a couple minutes later, we learn that this burger is not just a cow and chicken combo. There's something else.
A pure beefy patty above the mid-bun and a slice of processed chicken product below the mid-bun, plus pickles and the secret ingredient.
Buffy's gotta try the product to sell it.
Eat it.
Well, where is the secret ingredient?
It's a meat process.
Ugh, couldn't be me.
But what is it?
While working the cash register, Buffy meets a regular customer.
I'd like a small coffee and cherry pie.
I started to refer to her as Nana in my head because I just thought, oh, sweet little lady. Nana also notes that employees come and go here.
I can see you here for a long time.
That's great.
Okay, so the plot is simmering now.
It's boiling with nothing in it. Sometimes it does that. They say bugs fall in there.
And the repulsion in me is bubbling up. This is reinforced by frantic camera movements and Dutch angles. Spike pops in to ask what we're all loudly wondering.
What's in the double meat nuggets? You're gonna get out of here. This place will do stuff to you.
Who invited this guy? Because you know, the rules. Okay, thank you. Bye. I'll just say it. It's never explained how Spike would know that the Double Meat Palace is nefarious. How the hell would you know anything about the burgers, my guy? You're a vampire. Aren't you supposed to only eat blood? But I looked into it. Don't worry. It turns out that it's not consistent in the series and that Spike is actually one of the vampires that is a foodie. So there you go. There's a little bit of Buffy lore for you.
Kind of greasy, huh?
Skin, hair,
Why did this burger have to land on top of the other burger? Like, put that on replay, and I actually won't need to see any horror media for the rest of 2025. I'm good. This is it for me. Well, it can't get any worse than that, right? Right?
Eyelashes, nostrils, inside your ears. Once I noticed I couldn't hear and went to the doctor. He said it was grease. It made a plug.
Oh.
Dude is grappling with hearing loss because of working this stove, okay? And I looked it up. I think it might not be a real thing, but hey, if you've ever experienced it, leave a comment. Let me know, or don't let me know. It might be better if you just don't tell me. Can I just say, I watched this episode in public while making this video.
Got me a kit for cleaning my ears.
Big mistake.
It's got this little bulb mechanism.
As I jumped back from my laptop at a cider bar.
Imagine that.
With other people around me, 15 other people around me.
You want to look inside my ears?
I don't recommend. This moment just keeps getting worse as Buffy grabs a severed finger from the meat grinder. Buffy has no other choice but to tell her boss, resulting in a very Soylent Green moment.
Look what I found under the meat grinder.
Well, maybe Gary did come in this morning, or I don't know, late last night, and maybe there was an accident and he got himself to the hospital.
Or maybe he's in the grinder, huh? Meat process secret ingredient? Maybe Gary's on the grill. It's people! The meat layer, it's definitely people! It's people! It's people!
What about the cherry pie?
When Buffy starts throwing hands, she's fired. Let's talk about the B-plot for a minute. Anya's being visited by Halfrek the demon. It took me just 4 minutes in when Halfrek started being a mom toward Anya that I thought, oh, who is this? I know this.
Well, now I'm all confused. I mean, do you think there's something wrong with the way he treats me?
Do you?
It is the mom from Disney's Liv and Maddie. So it was an absolute treat for me to see her here in this incredible veiny makeup. And I'm like, go off 90s, 2000s queen, acting, working, love to see it. The next gag-worthy moment involves Buffy bringing a burger back to the gang for analysis, and Xander eats it.
We need to analyze that burger. We need to find out if it used to be people.
What?
But he gags?
People?
And it's like, my guy, you just ate the burger. Throw up the human meat. Under cover of darkness, Buffy returns to Doublemeat Palace and discovers her coworker's severed foot. And who would have thunk it?
Wig lady?
I have to do something to hide this.
Nana is the big bad of this episode. I thought her demonic form is definitely giving anglerfish, but that is not what the creators thought. In fact, Marty Noxon, a screenwriter and executive producer of this episode, had this to say. This is one of the craziest episodes we've ever done. It's just insane. The monster looks like a and we know that. Talk about the academic papers that are going to be written about this one. We had to paint it because originally it was colored. It wasn't even a metaphor. It was just a big, giant so we painted it brown and it looked like a brown. It was just an attempt to have a little fun in a crazy season. Just having a little fun. Apparently, the DMP employees develop a signature DMP flavor after working there long enough and having enough of the burgers.
And you just slide down so smooth.
And that's what's been keeping Nana around. After Willow comes by and reveals to Buffy that the burgers are actually vegan? Question mark?
I can't see you inside. The burger isn't people. They aren't even meat. It's all processed vegetables. Isn't that weird?
And the two of them successfully kill the monster, but it's the way they do it, though.
Miss me. Buffy, are you alright?
Yeah, we see the monster go through the meat grinder, and it's still alive. We get to hear the screams. It's definitely not keeping me up at night. Manny is presumed dead and DMP moves on with a new manager. So it's just a regular fast food joint now. I will not lie, I was hoping that the writers had created a secret vegan plot here. Like, come on, advance the plant-based agenda. Why not? But Nope.
It's a form and texturized vegetable-based meat-like product suitable for grinding. It's blended with large amounts of rendered beef fat for flavor. You know something powerful here. Do you understand that?
And if you didn't know, that's no different from McDonald's fries, so pretty standard. Not a huge industry secret, I would say. Even so, Buffy uses that information to blackmail the manager and keep her job. And that's the quiet horror of this episode, being an employed person. Hear me out. In the year 2025, we're lucky to have any job, and we're not above any type of position, but maintaining a minimum wage job that's labor intensive wears on a person, especially if there's a negative stigma attached to that role. I like how this commentator put it. Doublemeat Palace was a little on the nose, but it was a return to what Buffy had been in its earlier seasons, a show where the horrors were analogies of things in the real world. Doublemeat was about the horrors of low-end jobs, especially in fast food. For even more context, the pressures just continue to build on Buffy at this point in the series. She's lost her... She has a sister to care for, and all the while she has never been thanked for what she does, the monsters she keeps away from those who live in Sunnydale, and the inevitable apocalyptic events that occur. Along with none of that thanks is no payment. And we can assume that Buffy continued to work at DMP for the months that follow and through to the end of this season. Final thoughts. Doublemeat Palace isn't loved, but it's not hated the most. In 2023, Rolling Stones ranked all 144 episodes of Buffy the Vampire Slayer, and Doublemeat Palace took the 120th spot. Other episodes in the list were ranked lower largely due to execution of themes, including toxic masculinity and alcoholism or teen sex. Those stories just fell flat. Doublemeat Palace does maintain a spot in most worst of lists for Buffy. It ranked 4th on comic book resources out of 15, and then again out of 15 on IMDb, it ranked at 12. In various threads ranking episodes, fans agreed they just hated seeing Buffy down bad and would generally skip episodes like this. So, when most of a show's episodes are great, does that make the series' worst story actually good? Sort of. Doublemeat Palace offers a Monster of the Week, social commentary.
You're working a double shift.
But that's so many hours.
You get paid for it, plus an extra free double meat medley.
And a few so bad it's almost good and actually kind of funny moments.
It's people! Probably not the chickeny part, but who knows? But I don't know how to grill.
This is the last day you'll ever be able to say that.
For personal reasons, I'll always hate this episode. It might have to do with the fact that I've been vegan for most of my life. I will say though, this rewatch piqued my interest in the series as a whole as someone who's enjoyed it in the past, rather than tainting my perception of it as it had once done. But I'm so curious to hear what you have to say and really want to know, did you think this was a grade A episode or totally rotten and not worth revisiting ever again? I guess you could say I'll always have beef with it myself. Thank you so much for being here and watching Buffy with me. I have really enjoyed the last couple of weeks being on YouTube and talking with all of y'all. It makes the editing and researching that I do away from being online so rewarding. So I deeply, deeply appreciate you. If you liked this video, you'll probably like my season 7 breakdown of Sabrina the Teenage Witch, and if you're more in the mood for a palate cleanser, I would recommend the Unfabulous season 1 deep dive. And until next time, wishing you well.
Thanks for playing.